friends. Hello. Welcome to this week's show. I am your host with the most. I look sort of like Space Ghost because I'm very pasty. I am Sean M. Smith. This is Let's Talk Marketing, the show where we talk about marketing and how it pertains to entertainment, small business, entrepreneurs, film, music, television, cool mustaches, interesting sweatshirts, and people that finally got haircuts. First, though, before we get started, I would like you guys to know that if you're here on Facebook with me today, I'm going to need a big favor. If you want to participate in this week's show, you want to be in the comments, have some conversation with me, I need you to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and hit that button so that I can use your handsome mug or your beautiful face on the show this week. And if you just heard that, that would mean good things. Microphone's working. The microphone's working. That means it's good. But I didn't ask. Yes, Ethan can already hear me. This matters. I feel heard. I feel heard. Thank you for telling me you hear me. The only problem with my mustache right now is that I feel kind of like Teddy Roosevelt. I took the chin piece away. I took all this away because I wanted to experiment for a bit. And now I'm left with just a whole bunch of nasal facial hair, a nose beard. I've got a nose beard now, is what I have. So that's what we got going on. But it's pretty good. I'm excited. I hope you guys had a great week. The month of March was incredible. I think the Jamboard series is among the best stuff I've ever done. It's been some of the most fun, and we will revisit at some point. But we're moving back in a direction that was a little bit different as before. I want to show a little bit of how you and I have worked together in the space and how we've coming through the Facebook groups that we have, the community that we've been building together, how we've interacted together. And it's been pretty great. I've talked about having new shows coming up in the community. The people have been really, really receptive to new ideas I've had. The Jamboards were born of that. So hopefully I'll be able to do that show and bring you guys along with me for that awesome ride. But it's been pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked. And I also forgot to pour myself water. So bear with me while I take the ice from what's left of my sneak drink. I was busy setting up a play date for my son for right after we get done with this show. And, well, guess what happened? It happened. Play date's happening. So anyway, well, why don't we do this? I got you guys here. We're all ready to rock and roll. Let's see what happens this week on Let's Talk Marketing, right? Let's do this. Let's be friends. 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 Let's be awesome. My son and I put out the most random episode of our podcast this morning. It is random. We coined a new meaty frozen chili dessert called enchilada using Taco Bell meat. Frozen Taco Bell meat. We're gross. Let's talk marketing number 14. We've made it this far. And just so you know, I think I have 4 from before. I think I did 4 Facebook videos before Let's Talk Marketing 14. So right now I have 18 weeks of doing live video shows here in the pandemic consecutively, and I've not missed one. So I'm pretty proud. And I haven't put out a tip jar. So wait till that happens. Treat it like a band at a venue in a small town, like a little red bucket. They're going to put out this bucket and be like, hey guys, put in $1. And, oh my God, that'd be so sleazy. I'd feel so gross. Ooh, I feel gross joking about it. Anyway, let's talk marketing 14. I picked a teal that I didn't do last week for the Dolphins because Miami Dolphins are now wearing this color teal instead of their traditional teal, the aqua. I like this color. This is sexy. This says South Beach to me. This reminds me of being at home in Miami and just enjoying myself. Ready? Boom. So what are we doing? What I'm going to do, I'm going to hypnotize you guys today. Make you think a little bit about some stuff about what you do when you market your projects. What is it that works for you? What is it that in the past you've done and you think you've seen success with, but you can't be sure? Or you're sure it worked, but you'd like to see it scale. Well, we're not necessarily going to have a ton of people coming in here. We don't have 50 people throwing out answers because it's 2:15 on a Tuesday. But 2:15 on a Tuesday is my favorite time. I put time aside in the middle of my day on Tuesday because I love talking to you guys. But I want you to see what's come up across the threads, what we put up. So I'll show you the questions I asked, and then I will, as always, respond like a Stardust. So this is what I'm going to call the Friend series, not the Friends series. Now, don't get confused. There's no Joey Tribbiani in here. There's no Chandler Bing or Chanandler Bong. No Chanandler Bong. And you're going to get my 2 cents on every bit of this, because it's not just about picking my brain. Well, and whoever just showed up, I'd like to say thank you for coming to the show. I'm Sean Smith. This is Let's Talk Marketing, and we're going to talk some film marketing today. But this is about getting a glimpse in what my head is all about. So here we go. So I saw they put together this beautiful spring image, by the way. I love the emoji. This looks sort of like me. He's not nearly round enough, I don't think, in the face. Like, look, if I hold on, let's do the angle. What can I use as a no, not really. It didn't work. But I saw this and I said, I'm gonna do something. Listen, there's a B. Let's do this. This is a whole campaign in and of itself. Let's just be clever real quick. How do you generate buzz for your projects? Guys, it's important. What the hell are you doing to get people to give 2 craps about what you're putting all of this effort into? You write it, you finance it, you direct it, you edit it, you put it out there. What does put it out there mean to you? What is that? I know what it means there for people that work with me. It means they put it in my hands, and I work as a digital press representative. I go to sites, I go to influencers, I go to traditional press, and we work with them to get features, interviews, reviews. That's what we like to do. You're trying to find the right ones. You do the slingshot. You get to the best sites that get the most visibility, so that you can get the most hands shook, so that you can get the biggest amount of buzz built for your brand. Because that's what you need, man. It's buzz. It's how you know people know who you are. It's also, if you build enough buzz, how you get your next feature made. How you can walk into that producer's office, or, well, now in this day and age, you can get on a Zoom call with that producer and know who you are. You know, I didn't make a ton of money off King of Fitness when we did it. I made 0, but we won awards. And what I actually got meetings for wasn't for my acting, no kidding, or for our writing. It was for my ability to put together a soundtrack. And that was the A&R conversation that we had after the fact. I got some calls from 2 labels, one in New York, one in Los Angeles, about licensing, about my ability to license a soundtrack, because I did it for free. I had 24 artists contribute 28 songs for 100% free for the soundtrack. Just because I thought, and it's an awesome soundtrack. And I wish I had a place where you could check it out, but the terms of my contract were pretty clear. I wasn't going to offer it for sale. So anyway, that's about King of Fitness. Again, right now we're talking about, hold on, let me see, but right now we're talking about Let's Talk Marketing. I'm going to get this right. I'm going to literally one day I'm just going to have all this stuff right. I'll be able to be like, Let's Talk Marketing. So let's go back to it. How do you generate buzz for your projects? What do you do? First up, filmmaker known as B-Man. I wish I really knew B-Man's whole name, because he kept coming around a lot of the groups that I saw. But he said, by getting an MFing billboard, baby. And then he laughed. And I was like, man, this dude, what's his deal? He said, watch the ignorant umbrella. Okay, so first, this dude is a shameless promoter. Dude is shameless. Because he was willing to go out there and not just tell you, get a billboard. But then he told you in the next sentence, 2 spaces down. He spaced down. He spaced down and said, check out my movie. He really did get a billboard. And 2/3 of that billboard was for his show. The last third was him. B-Man, the director. Give me a 1 if you think that is a really big deal, that B-Man put himself front and center on that billboard. Because I got to be honest with you, I know what I'm thinking. I would like to see some 1s. I just want to know you're with me. We're jamming along, because the energy I get from you guys. Josh Smith, hallelujah. What is up, my little prodigy? It's a little Prodigy up in this piece. That right there is a man, as a young man, Josh Smith, that he is going to have billboards. James Double down. That man will have billboards for Toronto International Film Awards. Double down. Double down on that. Who else we got? We got Ethan here. Ethan, we talked already. We had our call. You're going to have film awards. Let's see what you got. Josh. I know. Let's see what Josh been. Hey, my dude, been so busy recently. It's insane. I'm also drinking Sneak right now. Oh, yes. So Sneak is a British drink that's here in the U.S. It's very clean. I love this stuff. Love this stuff. Love it. Love it. It's not big yet in the U.S., but anyway, so we'll look back. I'm going to blow this up a little bit bigger. Look at this guy. B-Man. Right here. That's my man B-Man, the director. It's crazy. Frankly, I love it. I love the audacity of Hope. Let's go back to here. I did not mean to go forward. Ed McKeever said something that made sense. He also then promoted this film, which everyone seems to do in every single group. Go to film festivals and conventions. Embrace the local business community. Put in the work. Social is a great tool as well. Start the social media buzz months before filming. So there's so many good nuggets here. Let's break them apart one at a time. Anthony Davis, give me a high five. Give me a high five, brother. Let's see that high five. Film festivals and conventions, man. The background that I started in film community was through web series festivals. And like, that is just, you want buzz to be swirling. You want people to be, is that hair hanging down? I guess I do. Who knows? Anyway, that's like the place to do it. It was just so much community there. And so much community and so much friendship. And when we did Miami Web Fest in 2014, we made sure that we actually did online streaming of the actual festival. So that people like Anthony at home, he could actually watch the show, what we were putting out there live. So it wasn't just the content on stage. You could watch the content that was being streamed as well, too. It was super, super cool. Local business community. Yes. Double down, man. If you can, I did King of Fitness. We used our favorite local diner. They gave us access for a whole day to use their store. I paid them a fee, but we shot in the store. Trying to think of what else. This hair is driving me nuts. Oh, well, I'll get over it. I swear. They let us use it for their fee. We used a bunch of locations. This one location, it was like a cleaning facility. Downstairs, they had like a dungeon maze type storage locker area. We used that for everything. Put in the work, yes, no sense, no doubt. Social's a great tool as well. Start social media buzz months before even filming. Yeah, man, you're preaching to the choir on that one. That's my deal. That's my bag. Santa Spear said, I do a lot of posting on social media. Yes, but it's about strategic posting on social media. You don't just want to pee into the fan and have that fan blowing back at you. And you're not peeing into the wind tunnel. You know, you want to be putting stuff out there that people are paying attention to, even if it's only one person that hears it. One person has contacted 4 people who have contact with 4 people, which becomes 16 people, and you continue the power of 4. And right here, Anthony Davis says it best as always. Everyone should take advantage of live streaming no matter what they're doing, just like we're doing right now. Everyone should take advantage of live streaming. You guys didn't know who the heck I was until I started live streaming. J. William Boothman put lots of fans on the set. Yeah, sound hates it. Sometimes I forget that I put dad jokes in my show. As a dad, I know better. As a man, I'm proud that I got away with that one. But yes, I would lot of buzzing. I gave the last piece to Tempest. I'm going to put this up. Hang on. The last one to Tempest. I'm going to bring her up big. If your film wins awards in festivals, you're now an award-winning filmmaker. If you put it in for directing and win awards, you become an award-winning director. The trophies, misspelling, if you choose to get them, make great conversational pieces or paperweights. When you look up a filmmaker on IMDb and it says he's a recognized filmmaker with 50 wins and 100 nominations, people want to work with you. Studios are more likely to look at your stuff, etc. It's true, unless you're going to festivals that are notorious for just giving away stuff. I don't have mine. I think mine may be downstairs. I have my favorite one is a star. I have a gold star on the black base from Rome Web Awards, which is my favorite. I also have like framed stuff as well too from LA Web Fest, but so, but yeah, it's beautiful. I think it's great. I think it's great when we get new voices in the community. I mean, we're talking. This is probably from the filmmaking group, and we get different voices here. It's unique voices, and I think it's important that we're hearing from different people all the time, which is cool. So I'm going to go back over to me for a sec. So I think that says a lot. You're hearing things that are comparable to stuff I've said in the past, stuff that other people have said in the past, but it's now about trying to put into action these tips. And how do we do that? What are those next level things? And the best way to get to the place where you're going to put the action that's going to resonate, is it a place where you're strategically designing plans to work? And if that's you do the research on what works for you or for your brand. Hopefully you're doing that as well as putting together a project. Or if it's engaging a professional like myself, there's tons of people in these groups that also work as PR reps as well. They be found. I'm not going to ever talk down another professional. I don't like when people do that. I will talk myself up all day, but I won't talk anyone else down. I just being unprofessional like that, and there's no win. There's no win for that. But I do think that I finally have an offering I really like, but we'll talk about that later at the end. But we'll talk about it at the very end of the show. So let's go back in because I do have another part. So I also asked, well, how do you generate more interviews? Because when you're building your brand, what's also incredibly important is making sure that you are putting you out there, because people don't give money to paper. This is your script. I'm not getting your script and going, yeah, I believe in this script. Now, I believe in this script in the hands of this director or in the hands of this producer. I'm believing in the script in the hands of someone. By the way, I missed this before, Ethan, and you're right. That billboard did grab attention. This you give money to people you trust, and you have to take care of personal stuff. You have to be in a place that someone can receive what you're bringing at them, the energy you're bringing to them, and that person has to be ready to take it. Let's see what Anthony said here. You also have to take care of personal things first, like your health, mental, spiritual matters. So I'm having to do other things I'm working on now. And it's important that you know your limitations and you also know where you're headed. Kind of get started on that journey. It's we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. That's what we're here for. All right, so I put this up. How do you generate more interviews for your projects? First, JB Torres Medina said something that made me excited. His first comment on this post was, "I've been binge watching your videos on YouTube. Great stuff. Thank you." And I was like, oh my gosh, I have, at that point, 16 videos, right? So I have about, I don't know, 17 hours of material there to binge if you wanted to watch it. And this guy, I think is a guy, I'm sorry, I don't know what the JB stands for, is watching my stuff. And that was so flattering. So flattering. And I loved it, because my thing is, like I continue to say to you guys, week after week after week after week, I'm here for the give. Here for the give. here for the help. I want to help. I know that I have a role I can play in the community. I want to continue to play it while I can. Glenn Payne said, boring answer, but getting into mid to large festivals helps. Genre projects as well. Okay, large horror thriller. So, how are they getting more interviews for their projects? Getting into festivals. Festivals does work, especially if you're running junkets because of it. If you're running the gamut, this way, you're sitting in a long line to get interviewed. A bunch of people getting the last little snipe quotes. Tell me about you. Hold on, my camera's over here. Tell me about your project this time with Tom Cruise. And oh, well, I like Tom Cruise a lot. Tom Cruise is a good dude. Oh, tell me about Penelope Cruz. Penelope Cruz's name, Penelope Cruz, is not spelled the same. I think I made that face, and I'm doing the microphone thing because I have a mustache. I feel totally I look like a Civil War veteran. But yes, and also people think that genre is more rabid when you're looking at horror and thriller. It's different how ravenous the consumption is, but that's also because it's like geek content too, or comic book content. Like there's partner content. Like you're not going to buy an action figure of the chick from Blacklist. You're not like, I'm dying for that figure of her. That's a cool figure from NECA, NECA, if that's how you pronounce it. But you are like, that new Michael Myers figure. This is now the 12th one that they've put out in the last 2 years, but this is the one I need. This one glows in the dark, and he's the same color as the video game from the 80s was when I was in 5th grade, which was so cool. So cool. I love that game. But, that's what you do. Gotta make sacrifices. Press release or hire a PR person. Kim Stover. And by the way, that's a cool spelling on Kim. That's a cool spelling on Kim. I've never seen. I mean, I knew it existed. Probably, someone somewhere had to have the Y instead of an I. But it is what it is. Kim. It's a cool person. Press release. So, how many of you let's do a show of hands right now. I don't know how many people are still over on YouTube. I don't know how many people are over at Facebook right now. I just want to keep thanking you guys for hanging out this week. But what I want to show of hands how many people have had a press release written for them by someone in the past. Give me a 1 if you've had someone write you a press release in the past. I'll give you a minute. And then we'll reconvene here. By the way, okay, so Ethan gave me a 0, which is fine. That means he's had no one write him a press release. Ethan, does that mean that you've never had a press release written for anything, including the project you and I talked about? No one has written anything for you, including yourself. James has. James, you worked with PR for the festival, correct? Anthony Davis is a 0, but you're working on yours with Galax, Virginia. We're going to figure that out for you. Oh, coming right back. And I'm back. That is this battery. Oh, okay. James for his own films. Okay. That's cool. You know what? I wrote my own press releases and then I didn't do enough with them. I have them somewhere. I think they're saved in Google Drive as one of those, like, hey, here's a colossal disappointment. Sometimes I like to remind myself of how bad I let myself down. So I open old files and I open reports from when I used to work at Wired Set, and I go, man, you could have done so much more for this company if only you'd had a better Wednesday, that 1 week where you dropped the ball. All right. Okay, so everyone here knows press releases, may not necessarily have worked with press releases in the past, and that's okay. Not everyone. It doesn't have to take a press release person, like a publicist, to write one. Really, you can look up online and see what the best way to do one is. I don't use that style because I don't attach them. James, no, I meant I've written them about films I've directed or produced. I suck at writing about them myself. Yeah, I'm vain. I love writing about myself. Just like the mustachioed ginger wonder, Sean M. Smith, known mainly for his prowess in talking to no one for an hour once a week. Basically, this is therapy for me, but I already had therapy once this week. So this is like day 2, except this one's more fun and I get recorded. No, so all things considered, you can do it. You can look it up online, or if you want like a short example, I like to do a very short, truncated version in an email, like a I gotta think. I don't think I have one anymore. I used to do like a hey, my emails that I showed you guys last week. Like I was like, hey, hope you're well, blah, 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 blah. Check it out. And then I put like the header like it was a press release, and then the body, and then the headline, and then the body, and just a short piece of content. And then if I felt like it'd be like a link to download the assets, not the assets attached to the email, and then just take it from there with stuff. But it's not, there's no right or wrong. No right or wrong. For publicists, I have friends that are like really high up at some really good firms, really big firms, and they still work the exact same way they always have. And the companies they work with, they get great results because they're traditional and they work with traditional agencies. They'll work with like ESPN or I can't think of anybody, like a big film festival or a new emerging television network, or and they'll do great. And listen, the thing is this: it's about practice. Any of this stuff is about practice. So I was in a class recently, and someone said you can't be scared of being wrong. All of this is leading up to a series of imperfect actions. As long as you comfortably can say, "Well, I tried, and it didn't cause harm," that's good. That's a friggin' win. And it's also, if you think about the slingshot, we've talked about in the past, like where you're 2 steps back from what your actual goal is, because your goal is not going to listen to you. They have no idea who the hell you are. If you're like 2 steps or 3 steps or 4 steps back, and you're building up like your catalog of press clippings, a coverage book to go forward and be like, hey, we're doing all this stuff. We'd really like to talk to you. Here's an interview with our director. Would you like to speak with him? That really is a matter of like, that's how you build that conversation. You learn to have this conversation best up here by having these conversations imperfectly back here. You learn how to talk to this guy by talking to these guys, or this woman, this gal, whoever. You only learn how to talk to them by screwing that up. You have to. You're going to screw it up, man. The first time I ever got on the keyboard and wrote to a person and asked them if they wanted to review a DVD that I was working on. Oh, no, it wasn't a DVD. It was, when I was at the label, it was, what the heck was it? It was RZA. It was Universal Records, Universal Music, and it was RZA. Let's look at this together. I'm gonna show you the RZA. All Music. Yeah, I may have gotten him a feature here. Yeah, this is him. Thing is, yeah, raised in Brooklyn. This is him. The thing is it. Yeah, this is it. Self-titled, because this is a Def Jam. It came out. He got sidelined, and he actually had a video that he put out on like a camera phone that was like, "I won't be shelved," and I was like, "Oh, great! This is gonna go wonderful. This is gonna go wonderful." But yeah, RZA, and Rocco was the other one. Oh man, what a joke! What a joke! That's practice. Look at me. Did you think reaching out to urban community would make sense? Like I just literally had to be me. And be like, hey, what's going on, I'm Sean. I'm a new guy here at Wired Set. I'm handling these urban accounts. I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about this. What do you think? And in a lot of ways, it was absurd because I mean, like think about that, like saying, yeah, this guy really, he got shelved, but we need to keep talking about him. And they're like, yeah, like, let's talk about him. I'm like, yeah, I want to interview him because, like, he got shelved. I would love to have someone talk to him, and they did. They were like, oh my God, let's talk to him. That's crazy. So they got on the phone, had an interview and stuff like that. And, whatever. Uh-oh. I didn't realize I was going there. I thought there was another one. Okay. Well, I guess I just accidentally saw parts of the words of the week. I wasn't supposed to see that yet. I wasn't supposed to see that for another 5 minutes. Whoopsie. That's all right. Anthony Davis chiming in with, I've never heard Razor and Rocco. They sound like supervillains at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles battle. No. They sound like two bad WCW jobber tag team members in 1994 on Saturday night. That's what you'd watch them on Saturday night. You'd be at your grandparents' house eating dinner, and they'd have the small 13-inch TV in the background in the kitchen, and you'd just be watching WCW because Grandma couldn't live without her Hulk Hogan, and then Thunder in Paradise right afterwards. That being said, he got close. He had the game right at his fingertips, and it was taken from him. And you can't begrudge him that, man. It's gotta be hard to have the dream and then have it removed. I know a bunch of friends that's happened to. So, well, gotta do what you gotta do. Let's close that up. All right. I just did like some weird Stony River things. You want to hit this? You want to hit words of the week? We can start winding it down for the week. We had a good week here this week. I don't want to hold you too late if we don't need to. Let's kick it ass. Let's kick it ass. Words of the week. Got 2 left feet, but he doesn't care. Dressed to fit to form. Ladies love to touch his uniform. Mess with him and you're out of luck. He's a macho duck. Macho duck. No? All right. It was 7th grade. It's I wish I could actually put the VHS tape in my head and show you guys my friend Dean Paulo pretending to be Donald Duck in a school play, 7th grade, dancing around like actually it'd be like this. Macho duck. He is a manly sensation. Unbelievable. Oh man. I think I should embarrass Dean Paulo more often. I should invite him to this call and then just do that the whole time and just invite his whole family and just be like, yeah, you're on the web. You're on the web, sir. All right, anyway, words of the week. So, words of the week is a section every single week, whereas I normally, except for a few minutes ago, do not know the words my 7-year-old son, Carter, has chosen. He goes into the deck, chooses words from randomwordgenerator.com, throws them into the deck based on the theme or based on nothingness. I have to choose definitions for these words based on the theme of marketing, my career, or Life in General, and not the band. Life in General, not the band. There's a band named Life in General, and I saw them a lot in college. So we're going to get started. I don't remember what I saw. I think the second one was Deterred. That one will be a little bit easier because of it, because my brain's already cranking on it. Don't remember the first one. Border. Oh, this isn't very fun. This one's not fun. This one's not fun at all. Quack. Nothing good can come of putting up firm borders around the play that we have as creatives. In order to put together your best work as a digital marketing creative, social media person that works in advertising or then moves forward on your half is artists, someone that does work on the best way is to live without these borders and to have as much creative play as possible. When you put up walls or you put up barriers or where you put up determining factors as to how much you're going to allow yourself to do or to have, you inhibit your ability to be the best that you can. And that makes it very difficult for yourself. But it also makes it very difficult for you guys to share with a team and to build with a team. And I think that's Border's good. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that today. My mouse is very sensitive. Record. I'm not going with record. I'm going record. Every single post you make about your film or project, you should make a record of. You should have a Google spreadsheet in Drive with the link and the title and the number of likes and the number of comments and the number of shares and the number of new friends that you made off that post. You should make a record of it because you need to be able to see the growth. Because the deal is this: I can say anecdotally, in the time that we've talked all these months, oh man, I feel like I've done so much, but my viewership has gone down. And I look, and my viewership's the same. Well, I feel like I've gotten so many more likes lately. No, my likes are the same because it's 2 o'clock on a freaking Tuesday. I haven't been able to book any business, and that's the crazy part. I've booked business off of these calls, which is really great, and it's a beautiful thing. But you have to be able to not just do the work, but hold yourself accountable, and also have that information handy so that you can tell someone later on. What if you need to tell a financier, like, yeah, listen, I've been talking about my project on these forums now for the last 6 months, and here's how I've grown just my sphere of influence. I've gone from, I got 20 likes on this first comment just on my personal page. And then that same day, I got 5 likes on this comment that I put up over here. Now I'm over 50. That's crazy. Look at how big I'm expanding my influence. Like, there's value in growth. Keep a record of it. Sure. There are people in your life that will try to deter you from change and being, and it will not be because they are bad people. It will be because they are scared and they don't understand what success entails because they haven't done it themselves. Do not allow people that do not understand the process to deter you from succeeding. Do not. I don't care if that's not a definition this time. Do not. Don't. Don't let people deter you. Stand up and know that there's people like me out here pulling for all of you. And if you have questions, we're gonna, right at the very end, we're gonna chop that crap together and we'll talk about it. But I think that's it. Oop, what did I do? Hang on. There we go. Oh, I went quick. So I think that was good. What did you guys think? Give me a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being great, 5 being wonderful. Marquise McMillan, you're never too late to the party. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. There's a ton of value in being here at all. Late's not a problem. Oh my gosh, this guy's cabbage patching. This mouse is so sensitive. I'm gonna use this one. I'll use the keypad, but just so you know, everyone said like. All right, so 1 was good. Ethan liked it. That's good. It's good. 1 is good. 5 is garbage. What do we got? Anyone else? James still here. Anthony still here. Josh still here. I'd like to hear what you guys thought of that. I got pie from Anthony. At least he's honest. I got pie. I like pie though, especially with strawberry rhubarb, which I can share with you guys. Get the tour. James gave it a 2. Perfect. Love the honesty. It's none of the, hey, listen, far from perfect. Always room for growth. Always room for growth. And bear in mind, like, this kid throws those curveballs. I just love that he's smart enough on a computer that he knows how to do this. You know what I mean? Like, that he's chucking stuff in there and he laughs. I think he's outside the door right now. But oh, well, that's cool. Marquise is filming next month. That's good that you've been keeping up. That is awesome. You will have to messenger me and tell me more about what you're doing, because that sounds awesome. I love when people tell me they're getting ready to shoot, man. There's so much energy. There's a kinetic energy in the project and in the world. It's like when I started a project, a work project, not like a entertainment project. I started like a work project 3 weeks ago, and man, like right before you get going, you're just like, this is so much fun. Like there's so much possibility. And when we started getting on the front page of Google with stuff, I was like, man, this is awesome. It's a good feeling. So, but yeah, no, Marquise, like definitely like hit me up, man. Just would love to chat. That's what I'm here for. I'm a resource. So here's a resource. Like I said, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. I'm gonna show you how you can get a hold of me easiest too. So, well, let's start to move this along because I got to get my son to a play date. Boom. Where to find me right now? If you're on Facebook.com, Sean Michael Smith is the handle. If you want to check me out on Twitter, dope. Sean M. Smith. I got that almost immediately. Ooh, Instagram, S222. Check me out on Twitch. It's a little more adult, but it's S222 as well. All my videos of every past live stream, plus currently three short videos I've shot as well too, are on YouTube, Sean Smith 22. Please go over there, like, subscribe, so that we can get me over 100 votes, so I can finally get the Sean M. Smith handle. And every Tuesday, I have a podcast that comes out with my 7-year-old son, Carter. It is called Potato Salad Marmalade. You can check that out at potatosaladmarmalade.com or find it at any good podcast site you know. Apple, obviously, is the biggest. I think 59% of my traffic comes from Apple. So it's just me, cabbage patching. Me, cabbage patching. Who's cabbage patching? All right, most importantly, guys, every single one of you that comes to the show, I want to have one free consultation call. It's 45 minutes. Just call and hang out. While the audience is small, we can still do this. So I've been able to do 5 of them so far. Everybody else doesn't have one so far, but schedule go.onesub.com/Sean M. Smith. Listen, we can sit and see if there's something you need my help with. If there's something bigger than just a free phone call. But if there's not, there's just advice. Maybe we just shoot the crap. We'll just see what's going on. But to me, it's most important that we figure out what works for you and see how I can help if possible. But that's where we're at. And for me, that's a pretty good week. I think that was a good week. I hope you guys had fun this week. I know I did. I always have an incredible amount of time, an incredible time with you guys. It's a lot of fun. Totally different change of pace after the jam boards, but we're going to find some cool stuff every week. Pay attention. Oh, geez. Pay attention in the filmmaker groups all week. I'll be going in there, dropping some comments in there so that you guys can participate and be included in next week's show. But in the meantime, I'd say peace out, homies. We'll talk soon, and believe in S2, I guess. That's where we're going with it.